Hi. Before when I feel heavy emotions, in a way, I would almost ruminate on them and bring it to my self worth, where I know those negative emotions aren't connected to my worth. They might resonate with my past, but it's not me. And I feel like one thing everyone has in common is how they love, is everyone has some sort of pain to love. And it's funny how both of them are very strong feelings and very much the opposite of the spectrum. You know, I feel like how we can love some people have very unconditional love. I have loved in ways where I would forgive others for how they treated me because I knew they still loved me. They would hurt me and I would forgive them because they couldn't help how they were loved in the past. They couldn't help that they were hurt in the past. So I knew they didn't know how to love, and so they would love me in ways that I didn't understand. That, like, I knew what I deserved, and then I get treated in ways, and then I knew it wasn't okay, but I made it okay because I knew they still loved me. I just forgive them, and then the pattern would continue. And I feel like when people, like others, also do this, it can be part of people pleasing. You want to help others, you know how to love others, you know your love is unconditional, and the love you're receiving from others is conditional. Not everybody loves unconditionally, not everybody knows how to love unconditionally. I journaled a lot before this, and so I feel very much in my feelings about this. I paused the video so that I can read what I wrote. I don't want to say love itself is hard because I think for me, loving isn't hard. It's hard to place your love in the right people that are going to pour back into you the way you're going to pour into them because of the way they've been loved in the past. I have here the love is double-sided. For what am I ready for? Are they? Do they feel like they deserve the love I can give? And do they think they can give me back the love I deserve? Because I always used to place it on my worth. The fact that I do know what I deserve. I know that everyone deserves love, but what I've kind of come to conclude is that not everyone gets to be loved unconditionally. When you're faced with a person that can love you unconditionally when you've never gotten that before, one, it feels scary because then you have to face your past. You have to forgive it. You have to know that you deserve it. You have to then, again, feel safe in order to open up to someone. And then you have to, well, I feel like it depends on the kind of person you are. Because when someone loves unconditionally, a bad person will take advantage of it. However, there are good people out there, and I don't think everyone will take advantage of it when you have your own discernment on people, on when you know whether or not, when you come to a certain self-respect, you know whether or not if the person deserves your love. But now then they're faced with a version of themselves where they know what kind of love you deserve and whether or not they can give that to you. And if they know they can give it to you, it's about almost for them rising to a higher version of themselves because they have to go through all of that pain, all of the mistrust and mistreatment they've had before. When people before told me that they loved me, and I believe they did, or showed me in ways that they loved me, may have not been said, but it was still felt. And then they would leave. And I had a really hard time understanding why, because not everything was communicated. Sorry, I'm like getting distracted. There was a siren. Not everything was getting communicated. Yeah, I know, like Race Center, but I would connect their energy of pulling away on me, on my self-worth. Sometimes I feel like when I start to get comfortable in somebody's energy and I start to feel safe with my love being in their presence, because I know that they do deserve it. I can almost start to feel them get uncomfortable, and then they would push back, pull back, and I always thought it was like why wouldn't you see that I'm good enough? And I think they did see that I was good enough. I just don't think they saw that they were good enough. And you can do this too, where you may fall in love with people's potential. And it's not, honestly, like, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think it's a great thing. I think that's where the love is unconditional, because you see parts of them that they may not even see about themselves. I want to love people's potential because I want people to see my potential. I want people to love my potential. Where I can tell them my hopes and my dreams, and they're like, yeah, you can totally do that, and I totally support you, and I totally love you for all of it. I want people to see my potential on, hey, I see how you love others, and you deserve that same love back. And I think they do see it. You know, you may not always consciously know what's going on, but I feel like subconsciously, there's energies, and I read into them. I read into body movement. I feel like I don't need to talk. Communication would do me some good, but at times I feel like I don't always need to communicate with others because I can feel them. You may be very empathic as well. And because I don't always communicate with others, I get stuck on the why. Why did you not stay? Why are you feeling uncomfortable when I'm starting to feel safe? And the saying, like, if they wanted to, they would. I don't fully believe in that. There's truth in that. However, there's a lot of things that I've wanted to do and I didn't because my safety, or lack there was rooted in the past. It was rooted in where I was hurt. I didn't want to experience the same situation over again. Where there's been times people have told me the way they felt about me, and so then I put safety and trust into it. And that's what's also hard about love, is where it's hard, not that you want to control another person, but you can't always control the love they're going to give back to you, because even though they've said these things, if their safety is rooted in somewhere else, then some situation, some mental states can almost kind of start pulling them in a different direction. And it's not because of the worth of you, it's because of the worth they see in themselves and the worth that they feel like they can give and what they can get, what they deserve they can get. Know that the way someone loves you is not a reflection of yourself. Even people who are selfless are very self-centered. Everyone is self-centered. Everyone is in their own world, where you're only seeing life from your eyes. And although you may be able to feel others or hear their history, you don't know why they're doing the things that they're doing. I hope there is some sort of peace of mind in this. And I would never say to stop. Like, you should always be open to love. Because even though some of those people may have different strings. That's how I see it. I see it as like, it's just like different thoughts. Like if you're like a puppet, but there's like the strings that are coming out of them might be like the different thoughts that are going through their head. They're acting like the strings that pull them in different directions. And even though people might get pulled, I feel like still being a safe person in their life, still being secure, as long as you're not exuding too much of your energy into it, you know, then I think things can really work out. Things don't have to happen fast. They can take their time, because there's a lot when you know you can love unconditionally. Sometimes they just need time to rise into a version of themselves that can receive it, that knows that they deserve it, that knows that they can handle it, that knows that they can give back, that they're equal to you. They know that you're no better than them, and they're no less of you. And feeling something else where if you do like somebody and your worth is getting affected because you feel like you need to be better for them, and I just want you to sit still and really look at yourself and being like, how are they better than you? You know, are they in a different position in life that you want to be at? You know, you are where you're supposed to be, you are where you need to be. You have the things, you have everything that you need right now. You have the love that you need right now. Let yourself feel the love that you have right now. A practice that I do is I sit with myself, I breathe for a second, and then I internalize. Is that the right word? Resonate? No? Anyways, how I do it is that I start with my family and what their love feels like in my body. I start with the people closest with me on what does their love feel like when I'm around them. And then I move on to my friends and how their love feels in my body, and my pets, how they feel in my body, how the love from strangers feel in my body. And the more I think about the love from others that I have already attained, and when I go through each person or each grouping of people, it's almost just like I'm full of love. And then the love that I'm trying to see from outside of me, I can feel it internally. It's knowing that you also don't need the other person in order to feel love. So that if these strings keep pulling them, no matter which way they decide to get pulled. Because unless they're intentionally trying to have the mindset to want to be with you, if they're subconsciously they're just getting pulled whichever way, no matter what happens, you will be safe because you already have the love. Honestly, just try it out. Really, just try it out. I like to do it before I go to bed sometimes, or when I'm not in a great mood and I just feel everybody's love for me. And then I just sit with it, and then I almost watch it like spiral around me as if it's like, think of like pixie dust, but like I think of it as like red pixie dust, and it's just like swirling around me. I hope that helps. I really hope. I really hope you feel loved. I love you. Honestly, anyone that watches my videos, I love and appreciate them so much because I know what I have to say. And I know there's people there that will listen to it, and I just appreciate everyone that does. Thank you. I love you. Have a great night, or have a great day. Have literally, I just hope you're wonderful.